Hey, this is Chris. Just posted a video this morning about recipes for two, just the general overall mindset and reasoning for wanting to do that. So today I'm going to do spaghetti because it's easy. It takes 3 ingredients, right? It takes noodles, a thing of spaghetti sauce, and some hamburger. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy those 3 ingredients. You know, I went online to try to find nutritional information, and it is, I mean, I suppose I could if I cared to spend, you know, hours wading through them. It's amazing how much data there is, but it's kind of hard actually to find. It's kind of hard to find, you know, like if you just want nutritional information for hamburger or just tomatoes or whatever. You got this big, huge list of stuff. I thought, you know, I looked at it for about 5 minutes. I thought, this is just ridiculous. I'm just going to go to the grocery store. I'm going to look at what the label says. I'm going to put it in a spreadsheet, and that's going to be the end of that. That's just, for me, that's easier. Plus, then I don't have to sign up for a website where somebody wants all my personal information, and then has all my dietary data in their database. And I know they say, oh, well, we won't ever use it for anything. But, you know, then in 5 years, somebody will buy the company and they'll change their terms of service and release it all out on the internet. You know, I mean, that's where we are in today's electronic age. So anyway, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to run up here to the food line after I get done at the gym, and we're going to figure out exactly, well, it's kind of an experiment, right? We're going to try to figure out what is the optimal amount of each ingredient to use so that we have a meal that when we get done, we're satisfied with what we've had, and we don't want any more. And even more important, that it keeps us satisfied until, like, we're going to have this fruit supper, so that we don't feel the need to go back out to the pantry, you know, 8:30, 9 o'clock and get a snack. That's the whole deal. So, yeah, that's what it's all about. So, I'll be extending this video. Do a little film of, you know, what we got. And we should give you a shot of the labels on the food. And then we might even show you the finished product. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, if you have any questions or comments, like, I guess we don't need to do that right now because I'm going to add it. Okay, that's it. Hey, this is Chris. How are you doing? Okay. Got the stuff for the spaghetti sauce. We have Prego chunky tomato with leafy greens. Sounded good. Here's the nutritional information. We got 5 servings per container, 70 calories per serving. That means there's 350 calories of energy in this bottle. And so you can see man, that's pretty awesome. I really love my new smartphone holder because now I can do stuff like this, and I don't have to worry about really wiggly, jiggly. Yeah, so you can pause that if you want to and see what you got. Looking at the ingredients, you know, I don't see anything bad in there. Maybe the canola oil could have been done without, but it all seems to be pretty much actual food. Yeah, so that's good. So that's 350 calories. And we've got our food line farfalla, as we call it. So it's 200 calories per serving, and that's a 2-ounce serving. This is just regular pasta. This is nothing special. You know, I just want something good to eat tonight. I will experiment with whole grain pasta and high protein pasta later. But you know, that's what you got. So basically, it's 200 calories per 2 ounces. So it's 100 calories per ounce. We're going to make 6 ounces of this, and so that's another 600 calories. So that is a grand total of, if I count right, 960 calories. And then we have the Food Line ground beef, Serving size is 4 ounces. And this is just over an ounce. I mean, just over an ounce. Over a pound. Notice how that label says 95% low fat and this one says 85. I don't know. I am not sure what that means. But anyway, I'm thinking the official label takes precedence. And so we're going to cook half of this. So if there's 960 calories in the whole thing, 240 times 4, then we're going to use 480 calories. And I don't know, it's around 1,400 calories for the whole thing. So that's not bad. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to brown up this ground beef, and then we shall be back. Just as an exercise, I decided to go ahead and measure the package of meat to see if the label is correct. The label says 1.05 pounds, this says 1.07. Of course, the styrofoam and the plastic sounds more than reasonable to me, so we do have 1.05 pounds of meat. Okay, so hopefully you can see that we have, this thing does shake just a tad, just over, well, that's exactly, if you take into account the weight of the styrofoam container there, we have right at 1/2 of a pound of 85% meat. And of course we're going to take the rest of it, we're gonna vacuum seal it. You know why we're going to vacuum seal it? It's not because we really have to, it's because I have a vacuum sealer and I just feel like using it right now because it just seems like the right thing to do. Alright, be back in a minute. Alrighty, how about that? Vacuum sealed up. We will probably use this in the next few days, so I'm not going to freeze them, I'm just going to throw it in the refrigerator. But now, you know, if I forget about it, or if we don't need it for the next few days, we get busy, you know, doing something else, and we don't have to worry about it going bad, turning brown. So there we go. Food preservation. That's very important. Okay. Getting ready for the next step. Now you notice that this jar is pretty clean. What you do is you dump the contents of that jar into your container, like so. And then once you get all of that out that you can, you put just a little bit of water in there, shake it up real good. Just a little bit of water, you don't want to dilute the sauce too much. Dump it out, and maybe one more time with even less water than before, and that way you don't waste anything out of the jar. So now we've got the sauces ready. That was hard. And now we see that the hamburger is brown, just barely cooked. But you know, the thing is, I'm going to let this simmer for about an hour. I know it's store-bought stuff, but it still makes it taste better. The meat, the flavor of the meat really gets into the sauce. So don't have to worry about dumping that fat in there. Fat's good for you. I mean, come on. But now that's done, so we're just going to stir that up, and I'm going to stick this on the stove top. I'm going to stir that up a little bit first. And you can see, you know, even though I've added a little water to the sauce to get it all out of the jar, it's still pretty thick. So this is going to be good, and it smells good too. It seems like it's some pretty good sauce. All right, so I'm going to let this simmer for about an hour. I do believe in the slow cooking method. The thing that food needs to take its time. You need to take your time with the food and let it cook. So we'll see you in about an hour. Hey, honey.
Good.
How are you?
Good.
What you doing?
Not much since you're cooking dinner.
Here we go. Okay, so while I'm waiting for the sauce to simmer and all those flavors to mingle together, I've gone ahead and measured out the farfalle. So it says 25.2 ounces, and the bowl weighs 19.3 ounces, or 19. It was 18.8, I think. Well, whatever it is, I now have 6 ounces of noodles. So that's exactly what we wanted to cook. And so those are going to be ready to go as soon as the hour is up. We're going to put a pot on the stove and boil up some water and throw these in there. We'll cook these for about 7 minutes. I found that's generally a good amount of time. Just water, salt, and a little bit of oil to keep everything from sticking. And then it'll be time to eat. How about that? Okay. Getting ready to cook up these noodles. Just to let you know we're all about the good stuff. Put a little of this in your water to boil your pasta. Keeps everything from sticking. This is the good stuff. Alrighty. The sauce is ready. Timer's going off, so oops. Maybe you can see that steam rising off there. Maybe not. I don't know. Anyway, it smells totally awesome. So now, just waiting for the water to boil for the noodles, and then we will be ready to let them cook, and then we'll be ready to eat in about, looks like about 10 minutes from now. Probably take another 2 or 3 minutes for it to boil, and then another 7 minutes to cook the noodles. Be back shortly. All right, and here we have the end product. Plenty of sauce, as you can see, for the noodles. Hold on, there we go. Well, that's better. Still have some sauce left over. But yeah, I mean, this looks like a pretty hearty and satisfying meal. Here's how much sauce we have left over. Still quite a bit, actually. Still looks pretty good. I mean, it looks pretty good. Everything is looking good. So, we'll get back to you tomorrow. And, you know, we'll give our final impressions on how this meal worked out. But right now, I am starving. And this looks pretty darn good. Might put a little Parmesan cheese on it. We'll add a few extra calories. But at this point, it's all good in the neighborhood, okay? If you have any questions or comments, please do so in the section below. Like and subscribe. We appreciate it when you do, and we will see you tomorrow.